Afua, you can go in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, so happy to be with you, Miss Mary I Inspire Evans. Thank you so much for having me. I'm just so grateful to be a part of this legacy building platform and program that you and your team have been putting together. How you all have mastered catching your dream and now providing the tools and resources for us to be able to do the same. It's so important, and I'm so grateful to be a part of that. And so I'm going to be coming on talking to you all today about personal credit and business credit. So as Miss Mary has already said, my name is Afua Jones, and I'm a nationwide board certified credit consultant. And that's in personal credit, business credit, and debt reduction. And I started my career in 1994 with Equifax as a credit reporter. So I'm not new to the industry. I'm going to provide you some information, but I just want you to know that we also have tools and resources available for you to be able to get after it. So you will definitely be able to check that out at the end, or as I provide you the links, but you will be able to actually do this stuff yourself and not necessarily have to hire anyone. And that's what I love about Mary I Inspire Evans, is that she's all about building legacy, and it's not just providing you the tools and the resources, but actually showing you how to get that blueprint going. So let's just talk about why credit is so important. It's important to understand about credit is because the reason why it's important to understand about credit is because, like I always tell people, cash is king, but credit holds conversations. And so what you need to know is that as it pertains to your credit score and your credit report, as it were, finance institutions, lending institutions, that's what they're going to use to gauge our credit worthiness. So, they don't know you. You don't have a relationship with them. You're trying to establish a relationship. And so the only thing they have to go on is a credit report. It gives them some insight into how you pay your bills and how you manage your finances. And so this is why credit is important. One of the things I always tell my clients is you will never conquer what you don't confront. And that's anything. So let's talk about this credit, and let's confront it. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is actually look at your credit report.
Okay, pause. Fix that. Okay, we're going to start over. I'm sorry. It's your hearing. Oh, okay. We're going to start over. You have a piece of hair next to your glasses, next to the sign that's sticking out like a
hey guys, can y'all take Soul back out? Soul got to go back out, baby. We're recording this way, so you can't walk by here because he may bark. Okay. And I didn't. You said, Mary, because I couldn't hear you, so I didn't know if you said my credentials, and so I just
you're good. That was good. It was just that hair. You're doing really good.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know. So I was.
You don't have to say your credentials.
That's probably her.
You said do or don't.
I don't know. It could be her mic or it could be the speakers. I don't know. It might be her mic. But then again, when you're talking on because she's talking on her laptop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's really no mic.
Hey, don't make that noise. That noise will throw us off.
I think that might be.
Derek, leave that door open.
Yeah, that sounds.
Because
I don't hit that creep.
I'm worried for that static to be in the final recording.
Yeah.
You can't go to the room because it'll be on the recording.
So let's see her levels. Let's let her talk.
Okay. Talk the loudest that you can talk.
Okay, and then can I ask you a question? Can I just kind of know when you're introducing, what are you saying? Because that's what's throwing me.
I said exactly what you said to me. That's it.
Okay. So get it. So how I got into it was okay?
Yes.
Afua, turn your volume down on your laptop 3 notches. Okay, talk your loudest.
That you will be talking.
That you would be talking.
Okay, hold on. Let me let him go out the screen. Okay. How should I start? Just help me. I'm sorry. Just help me out. How do I just give me a starting?
Like you did. The starting was beautiful, just like you started. But we worried about
I want to give it back to you, Miss Mary I Inspire Evans, for even completing.
I think it's.
So I want to give it back to you, Miss Mary.
Hold on. We testing. We hearing.
Keep talking.
Keep talking.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Okay. So I want to give it back to you, Miss Mary I Inspire Evans, for even creating this platform.
Do you have this somewhere else? It was on yours too, right?
Yeah, but the Wi-Fi on mine is the open Wi-Fi is slower.
All right, let me put you on the other Wi-Fi. It's just a long password.
Hold on, we just trying to figure out some echo and we hearing your voice in the background.
It's not you. It's my house.
No, it's not.
No.
So it's Taylor LaRue.
Should I maybe put an earbud in?
No, I don't like the static.
Okay, I don't like it either, but I just want to,
No, he was.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
T.
Lowercase.
Yep.
Okay.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Lowercase I.
Mm-hmm.
6.
Mm-hmm.
Capital D. 6.
Mm-hmm.
Capital D.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Capital R. Capital R. 6.
Mm-hmm.
Capital R. 5.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Mm-hmm.
0.
Mm-hmm.
0. 3.
Is the FBI coming to get you?
Right. I know, right?
We doing a switch on the laptops.
No.
Yeah.
Turn me down. Let's see if it's.
Yeah, let's just see if it's.
We testing some, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Laptop of her.
Now, this was starting at module 1, right? Mm-hmm. Module 1, we're going back to 1.
We're just not, yeah.
Okay, Afua, go ahead and talk to me like you would you be introducing yourself.
Okay, so I just want to give it back to you, Mary I Inspire Evans, for even putting this platform together. For I am a master dreamer.
My laptop. I know, right? Yeah.
Okay, we figured out.
We figured it out.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, she could just stay on yours since she's already there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do. Would you like for us to do our normal 30-second countdown? Would that make you feel a little bit comfortable?
Yeah, I'm shaky in the beginning, but once I get going, I just, how I am, girl. You know how I am.
That's cool. So you'll know. You gave me your.
I know, but I think it throws me off that I can't hear what you're saying, so I don't know how to match your energy. Like I just feel disconnected.
Your energy is the same.
Okay, you know how you do the show for me every week. We just did it different. Like I'm done. This your show. You know how you do the show for me.
Okay, all right. Okay, let me get my music in my head.
Remember that's your show.
You had came in so good. You were right on cue. You were great. Imagine someone just introducing you. Like that is it. You came in great. Keep that same energy.
Okay.
Keep that same energy. Keep that same spirit. You were fine. Don't overthink it.
I know. I do that. I know. I do that.
Yeah. I introduced you. Hello. This is Afua Jones. Welcome to the show.
I'm gonna beat you for the Afua.
Afua, right?
Afua.
And when you get done Afua, you can say, in the end, you are saying, thanks. I want to turn it back over to Mira Aspires. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. And then that's it.
Okay, turn it back. Okay, got it.
Okay, you got it, girl.
Come on up and kill it.
Okay.
Yes, I just want to give it back to you, Miss Mary I Am Inspired Evans. I am a master dream catcher. I just am so grateful to be a part of this legacy building platform that you've created. We've enjoyed watching you catch your dreams and just share so much inspiration with us all. And now you've put this together in a platform, and so grateful to be a part of your legacy building team. And so we're going to get into this credit thing and why it's so important. So as you already know, my name is Afua Jones. I'm become a nationwide board certified credit consultant. Started my career in 1994 with Equifax as a credit reporter, board certified in personal credit, business credit, and debt reduction. So let's get into this thing we call credit and why it's so important. The reason why it's so important is because financing institutions and lenders are going to be looking at our credit reports and our credit scores to determine our credit worthiness. And we need to understand here in America, although cash is king, credit holds conversations. And so the reason why you need to understand that is because we want to be able to qualify, to be able to build our credit, to be able to strategically use our credit to get ourselves into financial freedom. So you have to actually strategically use your credit to get yourself in position. Nowadays, our credit really can help determine where we are employed, our insurance rates, whether we qualify to purchase a home, whether we qualify to rent a home or purchase a car. So we need to understand our credit. So let's start with what our credit report says. So there are 4 sections in our credit report, right? So you're going to have your personal information, your credit account history, credit inquiries, and public records. So I'll just briefly touch on the importance of each of these things, right? So your personal information, you should only have one name, one employer, and one address. If you have more than that, you don't need to, and it's prudent for you to clean that up because old debt is often associated with old addresses, right? And so this is where you want to begin with your conversations with the bureaus about cleaning up this personal information. So that's free. That's what we call that low-hanging fruit. Believe it or not, just cleaning that stuff up alone can potentially increase your credit score 1 to 43 points. But more importantly, as I already stated, it's going to disassociate you from old debt. Old addresses are often associated with old debt. Let's talk about this credit account history, right? So the only way these lenders are going to know your credit worthiness is to look at that history. Just be mindful that they're going to be looking at the past 2 years, okay? The past 2 years, and late payments are nasty, nasty boogers. So we want to stay away from late payments because they tell our creditors how we manage our debt. So we don't want to be managing our debt poorly. So we want to make sure we pay on time. Credit inquiries. You don't want to be applying for too much credit at one time, because what that communicates to lenders or financing institutions is that I'm desperate for money and I'm shopping around for money. Right? So you never want to have more than 4 inquiries, if possible, on your credit report. And then, of course, your public records. This is where it's going to house any judgments, any bankruptcies, potentially child support, although child support often ends up in that credit history line as a charge-off and collection. And if that's the case, charge-offs and collections can potentially hurt you about 30 to 100 points. So we want to keep those things in mind. We want to understand how to read our credit report and what sections we're looking at. But now let's just briefly talk about the 5 factors that affect our credit score. And the reason why it's important to know this is because there are strategic ways that you can actually use your good credit to increase your credit score if you know what you're looking at and how to function within it. And that's what I Am Inspired Miss Mary Evans is all about, making sure we understand that. Okay, so this is how it's broken down, and this is how you can strategically use it. So 35% of your credit score is based off of your payment history. Or another way to look at it is your number of payments, right? So if you have a $500 credit, if you have a credit card with a $500 limit, 30% of that limit, $150, is the max that you should be at, right? Once you go beyond that, now you're just the max you shouldn't be at anyway. Now you're going, it's counterproductive to increasing your credit score. So just knowing these things, understanding your limits and where you should be will help you make informed decisions. So likewise, if 35% of your credit score is based off of your payment history or number of payments, this is where micropayment strategies come into play. And you can always check into our information for more check into our information to learn how to use those strategies. But this is where you would want to double up those payments before that billing cycle ends, so that 35% of your score is based off of that. This is something you control. So this is something that you can do to help yourself. Likewise, 30% of your credit score is based off of your utilization. 30 is the max. So your sweet spot is 6 to 10%. Once you have your credit utilization at 6 to 10%, now you are strategically using your good credit to help increase your credit score, right? 15% of your credit score is based off of length of history. So when you hear people talk about don't close those old accounts, that's what they're talking about. Those old accounts that we opened up when we were freshmen in college and all of that stuff, keep it open. And if you're just concerned because you really just don't want to use it, have some light activity. So, once a month, just purchase one item. Once every 2 or 3 months, purchase one item. Keep those old accounts open, because the older the account, the longer the history. 15% of your score is based off of that. 10% of your score is based off of your inquiries. This is why you don't want to have a bunch of inquiries, right? So 10% of your credit score is based off of new credit, or another way to look at it is inquiries. And then that last 10% of your credit score is based off of your mix. So you can't have a bunch of revolving accounts. You want to have a good mix: revolving, installment, open end. So like some auto payments, those types of things. So now that you have this information, you know how your credit is calculated, the different, so you can function within those factors, so that you can help to improve your credit score. So the first thing that you want to do is, obviously, as I said, you can't conquer what you don't confront. So you need to obtain a 3-bureau credit report. Yes, you could go to freeannualcreditreport.com. You can do all of those things. But whatever you do, whatever credit monitoring service you're using, which is prudent to be monitoring your credit and to obtain a 3-bureau credit report every month. And the reason that it's prudent is because not every creditor reports to every bureau. So you need to know who's reporting where so that you can function appropriately within that. So the first thing, once again, is that you want to obtain that 3-bureau credit report and ensure that the information is accurate. If the information is not accurate, which is their requirement, then what you want to do, what I want to do, what we do in this industry is we leverage the Fair Credit Reporting Act on your behalf to be able to help you to clear up any inaccuracies or obsolete information. And doing so, it doesn't mean if you're able to get stuff off, it doesn't mean that you don't owe the debt. It does mean that you can strategically have the stuff removed off of your credit report by leveraging the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So stay tuned, hop into these links for the resources on how to do that. So we want to make sure that you are armed to be that master dream catcher, and that you are taking, financial responsibility for your financial freedom. So let's talk about the difference between business credit and personal credit, because that business credit is so sexy. But business credit is based off of your business's financial history, and it's tied to your EIN number. Whereas your personal credit, on the other hand, that is based off of your personal spending, and it is based off of your Social Security number. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you're a dream catcher out there, if you're mastering capturing that dream, you want to start funding that dream. You want to start funding that vision. So while you're working on your personal credit, which you should always be doing, you also want to go ahead and establish that business credit. So Miss Mary I Inspire Evans wanted to make sure that her audience had the foundation of establishing that business credit. So you already know, go ahead and go to irs.gov, get your EIN number, establish your entity however you want it to be. If you want it to be an S Corp, LLC, however you decide that you want to establish your entity. Never, ever use a PO box. Never, ever use your personal address. And if you've done that already, you can amend it. The reason that you don't want to be be doing that is because you want to look, you don't want to be appearing as a home-based business. Home-based business, well, this is kind of a pro tip, guys, because only Mary Evans would make sure that you had a pro tip. But you want to make sure that your business looks, is perceived as well established. And so there's some ways around that. Make sure you check out the resources, but there are some ways around that to make your business look bigger than it needs to be. Make sure you set up an 800 number, extremely economical to do. Make sure your domain matches your website. So we're not using Yahoo. I was going to say Yahoo. We're not using Yahoo. We're not using Hotmail or Gmail or any of that stuff. You need to have, so like my email is afua@jfsolutions-llc.com. And my website is jfsolutions-llc.com. You understand? So your email needs to match your domain, right? That 800 number is going to give you credibility. Set up that website. They will check. They are going to check. Make sure we talked about, and so that DUNS number, you also need to get that DUNS number set up. You have to look at the DUNS number as one of the 3 credit bureaus as it pertains to business credit. In business credit, it's Experian for Business, Equifax, and Dun & Bradstreet. D&B is one of the big boys. They report to that Paydex. That Paydex score, which you want to have between 80 and 100, is going to rate you, which will ultimately affect your funding. And while we're talking about funding, let's talk about why business credit is so sexy, guys. Business credit is so sexy because business credit goes up to $250 million. So if you've ever heard people talk about OPM, using other people's money, this is why. This is how. This is why you want to be establishing your business, getting that business credit established, and getting that business bank account. We give you some great tools, guys, on how you can, some fintechs that you can get those business account opened in 10 minutes. So make sure you log into all the links that have been provided for you guys so that you can be well informed and have everything that you need to master catching your dreams. And so I definitely want to give it back to Mary I Inspire Evans once again for her team putting this whole legacy building platform together. All of us, we all don't always have a blueprint. And in particular, in our community, we may be first generation business owners. We may be first generation homeowners. We may be first generation whatever. And oftentimes we don't have a blueprint. We don't have something set. We don't have a great uncle or rich uncle that can just lay that out for us. And so this is why I'm so proud to be a part of this program because Mary I Inspire Evans is teaching us how to master that and how to catch those dreams, chase them, and provide the resources. So I definitely want to give it back to you, Miss Mary Evans. Thank you for inspiring us all.
Great job.
Afua, great. You sounded great.
Listen, you did that.
I felt like I was rambling, but I tried to say your name as much as possible.
No, you did good.
No, you're fine.
More than enough.
Okay.
We had a couple of incidents where it froze on us, but that's the internet connection. We still rolling with it because your audio is really good. And Kevin here has told me it's more important for the audio. And that all be, whenever you stream it, it all depends on the internet, how many people on and all of that. But it was great, amazing. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. And thank you, Alexis. Thank you, Dion. I really appreciate your time.
And Kevin.
And Kevin. Yes, all y'all
listen. So the thing of it is that as we move forward and we start back being